DARVO is a common tactic often used by narcissists and other toxic individuals. It stands for deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. This tactic is used by abusers when they are confronted about their harmful actions. They deny their behavior, attack the accuser, and try to make themselves look like the victim. By changing the narrative, they get to avoid taking responsibility whilst keeping control over their victims. The concept of DARVO was first suggested by Jennifer Freyd, a psychologist known for her research on betrayal trauma and abuse. Freyd developed the term in the context of her work on how perpetrators of abuse manipulate their victims and others around them. DARVO is particularly relevant in situations where the narcissist is confronted or accused, whether by the victim or by the third parties, and serves as a mechanism to distort reality, protecting the narcissist from blame. The acronym represents 3 connected steps that happen in a manipulative strategy. The first step in DARVO is denial. When confronted with accusations of wrongdoing, the narcissist will often flatly deny their behavior. This denial can take different forms, ranging from outright rejection of the facts, such as "that never happened," to minimizing the severity of their behavior, such as "it wasn't that bad." Denial allows them to create a smokescreen around their actions, attempting to convince both the victim and others that the abuse either didn't occur or it was insignificant. After denying the abuse, the narcissist shifts to an offensive strategy by attacking the victim or accuser. This may involve calling the victim's credibility into question, suggesting that they are lying, overreacting, or seeking attention. The attack may include character assassination, where the victim is portrayed as unstable, dishonest, or vengeful. This tactic shifts the focus away from the abuser's actions and places it squarely on the victim's behavior, thereby undermining the victim's integrity and deflecting attention from the abuse. In the final phase of DARVO, the narcissist reframes the narrative by positioning themselves as the true victim of the situation. They paint the actual victim as the perpetrator of harm, claiming that the confrontation or accusations are an unjust attack on their character. The narcissist may evoke sympathy from others by suggesting that they are being unfairly targeted, manipulated, or mistreated. This reversal is key to DARVO's power because it allows the narcissist to avoid responsibility and makes the victim's claims seem questionable. DARVO is most commonly employed in abusive relationships, where power imbalances and emotional manipulation are frequent. The tactic can be effective because it preys on the victim's vulnerabilities, especially their sense of self-worth and confidence. By denying their actions, attacking the victim, and reversing roles, the narcissist creates a sense of confusion and self-doubt in the target. Victims may begin to question their own experiences, wondering if they are being overly sensitive or misinterpreting the narcissist's behavior. This is a hallmark of gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation where the narcissist seeks to distort the victim's reality and make them doubt their perceptions. DARVO often occurs when we attempt to set boundaries, assert our rights, or hold the narcissist accountable for their actions. For example, in a toxic romantic relationship, if we confront the narcissist about their controlling behavior, they may respond with DARVO by first denying they are being controlling. They may say things such as, "I'm just trying to help you," then attack us by stating that we are emotionally unstable, whilst accusing us of being overly dramatic or sensitive, then finally claiming that they are the real victim. By saying things such as, "I'm just trying to make things work, and you're making me out to be the bad guy." This cycle of manipulation can make it difficult for us to hold the narcissist accountable. Over time, we may start to believe the narcissist's version of events, leading us to ignore our feelings and rely more on what they say. This makes DARVO a powerful way for narcissists to keep control, also allowing their behavior to continue without challenge. DARVO is often talked about in personal relationships, but it also affects other areas like workplaces, schools, and religious organizations, especially in cases of systemic abuse or harassment. When someone speaks out about abuse, the accused might use DARVO to manipulate the victim and sway public opinion. In high-profile cases of sexual harassment, those in power may deny the claims by saying, "I never did that," then attack the accuser's credibility. "They're just trying to ruin my career," and portray themselves as victims of a witch hunt. This tactic works well when the accused have resources like media access or legal support to spread their version of events. A clear example of DARVO in public is seen with some reactions to the Me Too movement. Often, accused individuals use DARVO to shift attention away from their actions and onto the accusers, claiming they were victims of false accusations and trying to regain public sympathy. The psychological impact of DARVO on victims can be devastating, because the tactic relies on denial, deflection, and distortion of reality. This creates an environment where the victim's perception of the situation can become increasingly unclear. Victims subjected to DARVO may experience self-doubt, questioning whether their memories of the abuse are accurate. This is particularly true in cases of emotional or psychological abuse, where the harm is more subtle and harder to determine than physical abuse. Victims may also experience guilt and shame, feelings that are intensified by the narcissist's attacks. By portraying the victim as the aggressor or the problem in a relationship, narcissists shift the emotional burden onto the victim. As a result, the victims may feel guilty for speaking out or setting boundaries, believing that they are somehow at fault for the narcissist's behavior. Furthermore, DARVO can lead to isolation. When the narcissists successfully employ this tactic, they often convince others, including friends, family, or colleagues, of their innocence. This can result in the victim losing social support, as others side with the narcissist or remain neutral, unwilling to get involved in what they perceive as a complex or unclear situation. This isolation only serves to worsen the victim's sense of helplessness and entrapment. Understanding DARVO is important for recognizing and addressing manipulation and toxic dynamics. By identifying the patterns of denial, attack, and role reversal, we can all become more aware to the signs of emotional abuse. Learning to recognize DARVO can help us break the cycle of gaslighting and manipulation, empowering us to trust our own perceptions or experiences. One way to counter DARVO is through validation. We may need external support to affirm our experiences to combat the self-doubt that DARVO creates. This validation can come from trusted friends, family members, or professional counselors who can help us understand that the abuse is real and that we are not at fault. Documenting our interactions with the narcissist can also be helpful when experiencing DARVO. By keeping records of conversations, incidents, or patterns of behavior, we can create a clear account of the abuse, which can be invaluable when confronting the narcissist or seeking external help. Documentation also serves as a reminder of the reality of the situation, counteracting the gaslighting effects of DARVO. In summary, DARVO is a powerful and insidious tactic used by narcissists and other abusers to evade responsibility, manipulate victims, and reverse the roles of victim and offender. By denying wrongdoing, attacking the accuser, and positioning themselves as the true victims, narcissists create confusion and self-doubt in their victims, making it difficult for them to assert their experiences or seek justice. By raising awareness of DARVO and providing support for the real victims, we can begin to challenge this toxic dynamic and ensure that accountability triumphs over manipulation. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in any way, please support us by liking this video, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.